This is the pre-departure orientation for students participating in a semester-long exchange program. This is part 2 of the orientation, to be viewed after completing the Canvas-based general orientation. If you have not received an invitation to complete the Canvas orientation, please contact your Education Abroad advisor. This orientation will be focused on registration, financial aid, welcome packets, and travel. The first thing you'll need to know is how you'll be registered. You'll be registered in a 0-hour holding course, ISE 0001. You will not see any additional registration during the semester unless you are taking other courses through USF. Your host country's courses will not appear until after a transcript is received at the end of the semester. When the transcript is returned, we will retroactively update your student record to reflect the coursework you took abroad. This will be done using that same holding course, adding the USF equivalency to the title section of the course as shown in the example. This will mean that when grades appear, they will go into the overflow section of your degree works. You will need to meet with your academic advisor to have them manually moved to count in the correct places on degree works. The ISE 0001 holding course will not trigger financial aid to disperse. In order to disperse funding, you must complete the Study Abroad Financial Aid Contract. This is available on the Forms section of the Financial Aid website. The student completes Part 1, an Education Abroad advisor completes Part 2, and your academic advisor completes Part 3. The academic advisor must indicate that a course counts towards degree progression in order for financial aid to consider it a fundable hour. Courses that do not meet any degree requirements, even elective hours, will not be considered fundable by the Financial Aid Office. So if you are registered in 4 3-credit hour classes and one of them doesn't count towards a degree progression, financial aid will consider you only registered in 9 hours, which means under full-time enrollment and can impact your awards and funding. Once the SAE is submitted and processed by the Financial Aid Office, a new requirement will appear on OASIS under the Financial Aid Requirements section. The requirement will be a verification of enrollment letter, or VOE. The VOE is a letter that you will request from the host institution after the first week of classes. It should include your name, first and last day of attendance, list all the courses you are taking, as well as appear on university letterhead with a physical signature. The date on the letter must be 1 week after the first day of classes in order to be considered valid by the Financial Aid Office. Once submitted on OASIS, it will be processed and your hours will be updated to reflect this information. If you end up in courses not on the original SAE form, then you will need to submit a new SAE form for those courses in order for financial aid to verify them. Students going abroad for a full year should be sure to have transcripts sent to USF each semester in order to avoid deactivation of their student record. USF deactivates students automatically after 3 semesters of non-activity. Please be sure to review your program brochure to understand what costs are included in the program price listed. Most exchange programs only include USF's emergency evacuation insurance, cost of instruction, and administrative costs. Housing, orientation costs, visa costs, and other personal expenses are normally not included. The exceptions to this are the USF Honors Exchange semester and the USF Paris Dance semester, which both include housing as part of the program cost. If you have questions, please be sure to speak to your Education Abroad advisor. You should receive an overseas welcome packet from your institution. This will include a welcome letter, explanation of visa processes, housing registration links, and other arrival information. Typically, this is sent by the host institution as an email with PDF attachments. Please be sure to review this information carefully. In some instances, you will receive a simple email with links, and in very rare instances, a physical acceptance packet. This varies by location and depends on the entry requirements of the country. Please be sure to review the host school's international student website as it has a wealth of useful information for arriving students. Please keep in mind that all academic work that takes place overseas impacts your USF GPA. We are unable to report SU or pass-fail grades unless the host institution reports it that way on their transcript. You should familiarize yourself with the citation style in use locally for any papers that you write to avoid accidental plagiarism. Keep in mind that learning and assessment overseas can look very different than what we are used to here at USF. You may be asked to do a good deal more reading with fewer assignments over the course of the semester. In many European countries, there are no tests or quizzes during the semester and a single essay exam at the end. A good practice is to introduce yourself to your instructor during their first week of classes so they are aware that you are an international student. Explain that you are eager to understand what studying and testing expectations are like in your host country, and wonder if exams from a previous semester are available to review. This will give you an idea of what to expect when the time comes for you to take your exam. The link currently on screen will take you to a grade conversion database so you get an idea of how grades translates to USF standard. Please note that a pass in most countries is considered a good mark but translates to a C here. You may be expected to put in a bit more effort than the minimum listed on the syllabus to earn the higher grades. Wait until you receive the arrival information from your host institution to purchase airfare. This way you are not missing any important orientation programming. Travel insurance is highly advised. USF covers you for emergency medical evacuation insurance. It does not cover you for missed flights or lost or stolen luggage. When booking airfare, consolidators like Kayak and Expedia are a great way to find flights, but think twice before booking with them. Often they get you the best rates by combining itineraries across multiple providers. While this saves you money, it can also be disastrous if a flight is delayed or canceled, as rebooking, change fees, and refunds can be extremely difficult. Instead, once you've found the itinerary you want to book it directly through the provider in question, such as Delta, United, British Airways, etc. Communication and technology. Unlike on short programs, long semester programs mean that the cost of a global plan through your current US-based provider may be extreme. Many students are able to purchase local SIM cards and have a pay-as-you-go plan for calls, texts, and data while abroad. This has the added benefit of giving you a local phone number in country for your friends to use. Using apps like WhatsApp over Wi-Fi is best for connecting with friends and family back home. As mentioned earlier, this general information is meant to supplement the Canvas orientation, which is much more in-depth. Please be sure that you've completed the Canvas orientation as well as viewed this short video. Thanks so much and safe travels.